I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Hey, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Took a few days off, much needed rest. I'm well rested, refreshed, and happy. Whew. Okay, so we're going to talk Peter Thomas. I'm going to do this video separate. I was going to combine it with something else, but I think it deserves its own conversation. Like the video as you guys come in. Of course, since I have been gone for several days, I'm sure I'm out of the algorithm if I've ever been in the algorithm. What kind of algorithm am I a part of? But yeah, um, we're gonna talk Peter Thomas. He did a video last night, and I almost did the video last night, but couldn't get away, and nope, no, no, no. So sometimes when we see stuff, he had a lot of people watch this video last night. A and lot of people watched this video last night. So it came out, I don't know. I don't know if it was like, I don't know. It was earlier in the day, but he talked about what he's been going through, what he's been experiencing, and we're going to get through our disclaimers and then we're going to talk Peter Thomas. So sit back, relax, and let's have a good old time. Okay. So thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please share if you care. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about what's on Instagram, what's on Twitter, what's going on in the news around the world. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. And don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. And have a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. So we're going to go ahead and get through the video.
Media world, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm here to make a statement. My attorney and I have been working on a case for the last 2.5 years now, and then it came in on where I'm putting out this statement. I must have to apologize to my mom, my dad that's passed, and my kids, my friends, immediate family members, and anybody out there that checked for me. I did some wrong that I have to make right. I have to stand up. I have to be accountable. I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. For 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case that went back 10 years, and let's show that from struggling business, from one struggling business to the next and the next, from one struggling business to the next and the next.
Like the video as you guys come in, please. Like the video as you guys come in. Peter is telling his thoughts, his feelings, what he's been going through, and how far back it's gone. And he felt that he needed to make a statement per himself and his attorney, so that way he can make sure the narrative he wants out there is out there. Let's continue.
Accountable, I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. For 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case that went back 10 years.
10 years.
And let's show that from struggling business, from one struggling business to the next and the next, that I failed to pay my withholding taxes on time. And at some point when the business wasn't doing well, failed to pay at all. And it's something that I thought I could work out, catch up with, make hold. But the hole got deeper.
Good morning.
For me.
Appreciate you being here.
I deeply regret, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, I deeply regret not to make the IRS withholding tax a priority in my life. With no excuses, because There is none. It's the law. I'm finding out a lot about that law lately. And what I need to say to all business owner out there, if you're starting out a business, make sure that you're funded enough to cover your payroll after you pay your rent and you pay your utilities and you pay your vendors. Make sure that you can cover those withholding taxes, and make sure on the 20th of every month you pay those revenue taxes, because when those things add up, Uncle Sam is your partner, and they're not getting their piece, and keep on adding it up, it's gonna come and it's gonna bite you like it's biting me now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I deeply regret, not paying my withholding taxes in a timely manner or in any manner that would put me in the place where I am now. And but I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to pay my debt. Okay, because that's the agreement, and that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you for the time. I'll be talking about this some more, probably. Okay, but I'm quite sure when it comes out, because y'all like to put me in the shade room and all those other places, I'm quite sure it's going to be all over the place, because I am Peter Anthony Thomas. Okay? Again, I apologize to the United States government who gave me such a wonderful opportunity to express myself and build these businesses. And I let them down, I let myself down, I let my family down, and I'm going to make amends. Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, social.
Okay, so everybody, let's get into it. How do y'all feel about Peter making a statement? And you guys have to understand, we have to talk in between our videos, because people will just steal them and upload them for themselves, and they're too lazy to go get the video for themselves. So that's why a lot of us have to talk in between the videos. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about Peter Thomas being open, being honest, and telling that he didn't do the proper withholdings. And he apologized to his family, because we know Peter loves to make comments on stuff that don't have nothing to do with him. He likes to get into the chat and say, XYZ. So he understands that he now may become a topic, and he preferred to come out and say what's going on, so that way a fake narrative can't be put out about him, against him. And then people are saying, well, how long and how far back, and didn't you learn, and why did you do that, and didn't somebody teach you, and did you not take a business class, did you not have an accountant, did you not have an attorney looking over your books, an accountant looking over your books? And when you go into business, it's important to know your rights of what to do to protect yourself. It's important to know how to protect yourself. It's important to know how much in taxes, what you can write off, what you can't write off. When starting a business and you listen to business classes, they tell you several things. Have your business plan, have a plan, have an accountant, and take great notes, and have an attorney on your side. Because when you have those conversations with people that's going to protect you and people that's going to look out for you, sometimes to floss, have the house, the car, it's not worth it. So if he's basically saying he made sure, well, see, that's been out there too, that some employees felt that they weren't paid properly, and it would take time. If they were supposed to get paid weekly, or if they were supposed to get paid every 2 weeks, and then it's almost into the third week, those were allegations that people said. I didn't work there. But people have said things about Peter in regards to paying on time, not paying on time, management having to deal with stuff. And there's been a lot of stories over the years. And a lot of us was like, he's had these restaurants, and a lot of people like Peter. I'm going to go to the other one. A lot of people really like Peter. Funny, lighthearted, when he do have the conversation, he has the conversations, and he kind of sometimes makes sense, But then sometimes people will be like, Peter, knock, knock. Nobody asked you. But he do have a point sometimes. He do. And then, people are probably going to be like, instead of you being online, you probably should have been paying attention to your taxes, and you probably should have been paying attention to paying your employees, and you probably should have been sitting with your attorney more and your accountant more. So, an attorney, this is not legal advice. None of it is. He's apologized, he's made decision, and he has to deal with it. Now, what does that mean forthcoming? He must know something's coming down the pipeline. And it's interesting how most of these other housewives or husbands, or, if there's liens or if there's a bunch of stuff, normally people report on that. And he just wants to let us know what it's going to be. He just wants to let us know what's forthcoming. And if what he's saying, and it goes back how many years? We've seen a lot of famous people go through tax situations, and it's like, wow. Because remember, Wesley Snipes. Can y'all think of any others that major that we were like, well, what made you not pay? Oh, did Will Smith have a situation too? Will Smith became extremely rich, and then there was an issue, and he had to pay it off. Was it that in regards to Will Smith? I know Wesley Snipes. I'm trying to think of others that's had that same situation at this magnitude. So if y'all know who else, note it in the comments. And maybe I know that Peter had mentioned that he's talking about having a podcast. So congratulations to him on that, because he enters a lot of chats. He do, and he has a lot of conversational stuff. He's ready, and he tries to tell people what his thoughts are on how he would handle certain things. So we get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. We remember when him and Apollo was trying to do business together and have businesses together, and they seemed cool, and he's had a good ride. And remember when, this is another one. Remember what, 3-4 years ago, him and Wendy Osafo were thinking about having, and he was going to teach her about opening a business, or they were going to do a business together or something. And that went left because what Peter told her, what was needed up front, she was like, that don't sound right. That sounds a lot. And luckily they didn't go into business. So Peter was on the show, Real Housewives of Potomac. He was on the show, and they did some scenes at his place of business. So I'm not certain. I'm not certain what Bravo paid him. It's sad that whatever Bravo paid him, he didn't use that towards the taxes. Whatever Bravo paid to use his facility, he didn't use that towards taxes. But people make choices. I mean, at least he's open and honest about it. And at least he doesn't want anybody else to paint the narrative. And at least he said that him and his attorney wanted him to make a statement. More and more people are coming in. So I'm going to play the clip again so that way you can hear what's going on.
Include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm here to make a statement. My attorney and I have been working on a case for the last 2.5 years now, and it came in on where I'm putting out this statement. I must have to apologize to my mom, my dad that's passed, and my kids, my friends, immediate family members, and anybody out there that checked for me. I did some wrong that I have to make right. I have to stand up. I have to be accountable. I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. So 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case that went back 10 years, and let's show that from one struggling business to the next and the next, that I failed to pay my withholding taxes on time, and at some point when the business wasn't doing well, failed to pay at all. It's something that I thought I could work out, catch up with, make hold. But the hole got deeper for me. So I deeply regret, deeply, and I'm saying this.
Please like the video as you guys come in.
With all sincerity, I deeply regret not to make the IRS withholding tax a priority in my life. With no excuses, because there is none. It's the law. I'm finding out a lot about that law lately. And what I need to say to all business owner out there, if you're starting out a business, make sure that you're funded enough to cover your payroll after you pay your rent and you pay your utilities and you pay your vendors. Make sure that you can cover those withholding taxes, and make sure on the 20th of every month you pay those revenue taxes, because when those things add up, Uncle Sam is your partner, and they're not getting their piece, and keep on adding it up, it's going to come and it's going to bite you like it's biting me now. Okay? So I deeply regret, not paying my withholding taxes in a timely manner or in any manner that would put me in the place where I am now. And
please like the video as you guys come in.
I'm gonna be responsible, and I'm gonna pay my debt. Okay, because that's the agreement, and that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you for the time. I'll be talking about this some more, probably. Okay, but I'm quite sure when it comes out, because y'all like to put me in the shade room and all those other places, I'm quite sure it's going to be all over the place.
You know it's coming.
Because I am Peter Anthony Thomas. Okay? Again, I apologize to the United States government who gave me such a wonderful opportunity to express myself and build these businesses. And I let them down, I let myself down, I let my family down, and I'm going to make amends. Okay? Thank you. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
So we appreciate him being open, honest, and telling his side. We appreciate him trying to give knowledge to the up-and-coming restaurant owners that want to go into this business, what you need to do, how you need to do it. And some people will say, well, at what point did you not want to wake up and say, I have to do this? Because most people, not legal advice, most people, you have to file your taxes every year. They don't allow you or want you to go back anything further than 3 years, right? So if he's saying this goes back 10, that's concerning. If he's saying over the last 2 years, he's been dealing with this as a court situation, that's money there too. You understand what I mean? It's not easy. This is a choice he's made. If it's this much debt, no friend can help him through this situation. He's got himself in it. He's going to have to get himself out. There's no loan you can take out if it goes back that far back. And if he doesn't currently have a restaurant that's open, and he's not making the revenue he wants to make, it's even going to be harder for him to come up with the money, have the money. And at some point, if there is a situationship where he has to go away for a little while, or, people say go away to college, since he may have a small restaurant. I don't know. I don't keep up with Peter. I think he's funny. And can I say this though? Real talk, y'all. Take a step back. Y'all know how they call him Papa Smurf? He got a blue suit on. Y'all know how they call him Papa Smurf? He got a blue suit and blue tie and pink. He looks nice though. He looks nice. He looks good on. Do you really think so? He's had his beard, because you can see where below his lip, you could tell it's real, because he's had that. But everyone always talks about he looking like Papa Smurf. I couldn't imagine. He's right. Let's take a step back. Kudos to him for being able to open businesses and for people to like what he serves. People said that they used to love his food, they used to love the cocktails, they used to love it. So it's sad that, like he said, it's sad that he did not do what was needed. Some people don't even have the idea or concept to know how you even start a business, get the proper food, be able to, you know, deal with going through the guidelines of having a business. Because, you have to make sure that everything's clean, and, you got to go through this thing, you got to go through that thing. And there's a lot of things that people deal with. Some people couldn't even open a restaurant if they wanted to because they may be a great cooks. They may do like a truck, or be in a gas station. But to open several businesses and have people backing you on that, that is a huge accomplishment. Whether so we got to give him that. It's just sad that it was a tax issue, employees complaining, managers complaining, this situation, that situation. And it's too, because you figure when he got divorced from Cynthia, they had concerns then too. And I think Cynthia was pretty well off, and I think he was too. And I think they had a business together when they were married. Remember? They had to get a business together. And then when they got a divorce, things were like, okay, I think he ended up getting, because what was it, Bar One Miami? Don't quote me. He had businesses. A lot of guys couldn't even do what he's done. It's just sad that a lot of people really like Peter. They like his conversation. They say he's funny, lighthearted. Some people say they don't like him. He's too honest. They don't like how he treated Cynthia, because a lot of times he would say, oh, if I was out and about, they would always say, oh, I remember you. You're Cynthia's ex-husband. Not, oh, you're Peter. And then I think even in this tagline, it has, does it have RHOA? Let me see. Yeah, see? Even in his name, he has RHOA. So he knows. He knows where, people look for him in the conversation. So a lot of the Bravo people are going to pick this up. They will. They'll conversate about it. They'll conversate about it. Yeah, they'll conversate about it. But I'm wishing him well. So when he talks about what's going to happen, what's going to transpire, I will talk about it again. I kind of wanted to do something fun and lighthearted first to get back in the swing of things. I've been gone since Friday, Thursday, Friday. So yes, I'm relaxed, joyful, and at peace. So it was a good vacation. I needed it because I don't think people realize that we have our own things that's going on, and then we have to talk about other people's stuff. Sometimes it's decent stuff, sometimes it's lighthearted, sometimes it's funny, um, and then sometimes it's serious. But I watch things, and his employees at some point may even speak up, speak out. Some of his friends might speak up, speak out. Some ex-employees may, speak up, speak out. His family, I don't know, but it's sad because a lot of people don't even get an opportunity to be a Real Housewives of Atlanta husband. Having the show come to your business, I'm sure a lot of restaurant owners would love that, to be able to have the cameras come into your business, and they're utilizing that facility for the women to come in and do the show. Because remember, he went from Real Housewives of Atlanta to Potomac, and I think Potomac was maybe what, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And the women were having scenes in his restaurant, and I'm not certain if that was the Miami restaurant. I think that's the last restaurant he had. I don't think that one was called Bar One in Miami. I don't know what it was called, but I know he's had restaurants, and I know employees has fussed and complained, and it was videos taken on that too of, man, Peter. Everybody was like, dang, Peter, is everybody wrong? I mean, there was a manager that came out and showed receipts on stuff and talked about stuff, and how people, all comes are alleged employees weren't getting paid. And if you have families, you got to keep a roof over your head, you got to pay your own bills, you do the work, and to not receive that check, not receive that payment for the work you've done, whether liking him or not. You take time away from your family, you got to get paid. So if those allegations are true, and if any of the employees, I did a video on it. I did. It was probably a short video, but yeah, it's kind of sad that Peter's going through this. Yeah, it's kind of sad. And then you better believe people are going to talk about his beard. People are going to talk about his blue suit. People are going to talk about his smile. People are going to talk about Peter you being here throwing shade at other people. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll follow the story. I'm wishing him well. People live and they learn. And him speaking out versus it getting out, somebody may learn from this and say, you know what? I'm about to go sit down with my attorney. I'm about to go sit down with my accountant. I'm about to go sit down and figure my stuff out and see if I'm behind, if I owe. Having a business isn't easy. If you want to have a business, you got to make sure you're up on your stuff for sure. So I wish him well, much success. Like the videos you guys come in. And I send prayers his way for sure. Sending prayers Peter's way. Let me see. So y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about him speaking out. How do y'all feel about what he's going through? Are y'all shocked? Are y'all shocked that Peter's going through this? Are y'all shocked that this has been a 2-year situationship that him and his attorney have been having? And now he has to speak out because he wants to make sure that he puts the narrative out there of what's going on with him. Let me see. I was about to turn on something. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about Peter. Good old Peter. Are y'all shock? Let me see. And do you think that, I don't know, and somebody may be able to tell me in the comments, I don't know how it comes about. Your restaurant's closed, or, you know, there's different, lawsuits filed against you, and then all of a sudden they say come to court. And it's interesting that nobody, oh, see, a lot of people like Peter. I said that. A lot of people like Peter. There's some really cool real housewives of husbands. There are some of the guys are really cool. I think Peter's one of the most liked. Peter, Joe's pretty cool. That's with Melissa. Of course, people love Greg. And Greg was there for a lot of the women. It's like, I know you and my wife aren't getting along right now, but y'all got to do better. Y'all got to support each other. So the old school husbands, Real Housewives of Atlanta husbands, they're out there. We don't really hear from Mike. We don't really hear from, let's see, Cynthia was married to Mike. We don't really hear anything of what's going on with Mike. Uh, Eva was married to the attorney. I don't know what's going on with Kim and Croy. Who else? The husbands. We hear from Peter. Peter be in the comments. He be conversating about hot topics. What other husband? We don't really hear from Drew's husband. So Peter has actually made a name for himself. He has. Swag and dapper. He looks nice, don't he? Okay, Phaedra. Phaedra was married to that one person. He's remarried. Oh no, yeah, Phaedra and Apollo. Take that back. Phaedra and Apollo. Apollo be out there sometimes speaking, but nobody really be out there like Peter was, talking about hot topics, trending topics. Sometimes he would end up on the neighborhood talk, shade room, or different. He just wanted had a back and forth with somebody. I was gonna post about it, but I was like, okay, Peter. Okay, Peter. But yeah, it's interesting. He sees it. Let me know how you feel about the suit. Let me know how you feel about the suit. It's sad that he's going through this, though, y'all. Let me know how you feel about his suit. Let me know. Yeah, anything he wears. I mean, it's a nice suit, it's a nice tie. Will people do you think people will joke about it being blue? Cuz you know his nickname was Papa Smurf. His nickname has been Papa Smurf for a minute. Oh, so let me ask y'all this. Do you think he got his suit from Nene's man? Do you think he got his suit from Nene's man? Maybe. They all seem cool. And you know, when you think about it, that's probably why too. Because remember when I did a video last week, everybody, it was Peter, it was Portia's ex Simon, and it was Nene's person. So he might have needed that time with his boys to kind of hang out. So the guys probably know what's going on. I'm sure the guys know what's going on. But it's cool that the guys is standing by his side, but they can't lend him money though. I can't help you there, brother. Because you know, they say Simon's rich, rich. But I'm sure Simon's not trying to give up no loot loot. Because if you weren't paying them, you not gonna pay me. Shoot. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, y'all, for real. I'm sure at some point I'm gonna get a phone call and I'm gonna have to cut this short. But yeah, that part. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you figure Nene's man got the suit company, so he has his own business. Simon was approved for 700,000, what, $7 million house, and him and Portia going back and forth. But it's good that the guys didn't separate themselves. Have y'all ever noticed when a dude is going through? Sometimes they'll separate themselves, like, I don't want to be a part. But it's cool that the guys are still hanging, still being there from one another. And I'm wondering if Simon gonna say something or if he's going to address it if something else comes down the pipeline. It's serious, y'all. I'm wishing him well. You know, my page is a little different. There are pages that's gonna be that's what he get. You a smart man, you a grown man. That's not my page. I'm wishing him well. Like he said, he's trying to teach the next generation to do what they need to do so they don't get caught up in the same situation. He didn't have to say anything, but we know Peter was going to want to say something. And I'm sure he probably sat with his attorney, what you should say, how much you should address, how much you shouldn't address. I'm sure he sat down and he talked about it. And like he said, he's going to talk about it. Now, I'm not certain when his podcast is coming up, but I know he has a podcast. And this is the biggest thing. If you locked up, won't let you out. If he is in that type of situation, is he going to be in that situation and he's going to have somebody, doing his podcast? Who is that? Suge Knight has like a podcast from jail. So is that what he's setting it up so he can still be a part of the live chats and conversation? I'm not certain who his first guest, I take that back. His first guest was Cynthia. So I'm wondering if, any of his friends is going to help in regards to his podcast. I'm wondering if any of his friends is going to be able to assist, in his podcast. And I'm not saying that's what he said. I'm just saying if we've seen what happened to Wesley Snipes. Can anybody else tell me who else had tax problems? Put it in the comments. Only one I can think of right now, and I'm sure there's more, but I ain't trying to throw everybody business out there. I'm just Wesley Snipes is the one that sticks out the most. Who else do y'all think has had a lot of issues in regards to tax issues? Was the Grizzlies one? Because remember the Grizzlies, and then Mr. Grizzly got what? Mr. Grizzly got several years, and his wife Julie got several years. But did y'all notice they're saying that Mrs. Grizzly's? I think they're saying something about hers may be thrown out or something. So I'm wondering if she's about to get released. Okay. I'm wondering if she's about to get released. So that's the biggest thing. Everybody, if you learn anything, learn that those taxes has to be paid. You got to protect yourself, just like personal taxes. If you work at a job, a lot of times they'll remove it for you. But if you're a self-employed contractor, I think sometimes you're the only one. If you're an independent contractor, that's what I'm trying to say. If you're an independent contractor, I think you have to make sure you do that on your own. So well wishes to him. Well wishes to him. No shade this way. I'm sure people are going to talk about his suit, talk about his hair. If there's any good situations that come out of it, I'll come back and talk about it. If he speaks on it on his broadcast, I'll speak about it on his broadcast. If any of the ex-employees speak up again, I'll kind of bring that up. Um, we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're asking him to come up with a certain amount to avoid anything, or if he's saying he has to face what needs to happen. There's more people coming in, so I'm going to play the clip again so you guys can hear.
World. Um, Good afternoon, social media world, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm here to make a statement. My attorney and I have been working on a case for the last 2.5 years now, and it came in on where I'm putting out this statement. I must have to apologize to my mom, my dad that's passed, and my kids, my friends, immediate family members, and anybody out there that checked for me. I did some wrong that I have to make right. I have to stand up. I have to be accountable. I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. For 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case.
So 2.5 years ago.
Went back 10 years.
Went back 10 years.
And showed that from one struggling business to the next and the next, it had failed to pay my withholding taxes on time. And at some point when the business wasn't doing well, failed to pay at all. And
Hi,
it's
Sarah.
something that I thought I could work out, catch up with, make hold. But the hole got deeper for me. So I deeply regret, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, I deeply regret not to make the IRS withholding tax a priority in my life. With no excuses, because there is none. It's the law. I'm finding out a lot about that law lately. And what I need to say to all business owner out there, if you're starting out a business, make sure that you're funded enough to cover your payroll after you pay your rent and you pay your utilities and you pay your vendors. Make sure that you can cover those withholding taxes, and make sure on the 20th of every month you pay those revenue taxes, because when those things add up, Uncle Sam is your partner, and they're not getting their piece, and keep on adding it up, it's gonna come and it's gonna bite you like it's biting me now. Okay, so I deeply regret, not paying my withholding taxes in a timely manner or in any manner that would put me in the place where I am now. And but I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to pay my debt. Okay, because that's the agreement, and that's the way it is.
He's going to be accountable and responsible.
Thank you for the time. I'll be talking about this some more, probably. Okay, but I'm quite sure when it comes out, because y'all like to put me in the shade room and all those other places, I'm quite sure it's going to be all over the place, because I am Peter Anthony Thomas. Okay? Again, I apologize to the United States government who gave me such a wonderful opportunity to express myself and build these businesses. And I let them down, I let myself down, I let my family down, and I'm going to make amends. Okay? Thank you.
So there's that, y'all. Like I
Good
said,
afternoon, social media.
you know,
Good afternoon, social media.
it is coming out more on the Shade Room. You know, Star Peter Thomas says he deeply regrets not paying his taxes to the IRS. So prayers go out to Peter. This is a very serious matter. I can't even imagine what his mom is thinking, how she feels, how his family feels. You know, Peter is light. And with anything you do, try. Good morning. Victorious one, good morning. I love the pink hand. How are you? That's my day one, y'all. Show some love to my day one. But yeah, I'm almost at the end of the video, Victorious one. But yeah, well wishes to Peter. Many blessings to him, um, his family. You know, any business owners, you out there, make sure you get it together, keep it together. Like I said, this is not legal advice. This is not, financial advice. Sit with your attorney, sit with your accountant. A lot of times when you start a business, there's several things when you sit in those business classes, and I've sat in many things they tell you to have, the things you need to have. You got to be organized. You got to make sure you're good. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? And then they say that some of the most important people is your attorney and your accountant. That's some of the most important people in your life, the attorney and your accountant. So, y'all let me know. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I can't, nobody's really saying anything. Is there anybody else y'all could think of that's had tax issues? And what did they get in the time they get? Y'all help me. I mean, I'm knowledgeable about stuff, but I don't know everything about everybody. I don't even try to. I don't do that over here. I don't need to have the exclusives. Exclusives. You know, it is what it is. I see stuff, and if I'm right, I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. But y'all let me know in the comments. Interact with me. Who else has had tax issues, and did they have? Yeah, I said Wesley Snipes. I did say him. And people were, I wouldn't say that people were shocked about it. Well, I kind of think they were. It was like, come on, dude, you made how many movies? You should have knew better. And I don't know if Will Smith had that issue. I knew Wesley Snipes. I know Will had some financial, but I want to say Will Smith are the most well known guys that I know about. Yeah, and I think the Chrisleys either was had some stuff, legal stuff. Now we know Todd Chrisley got several years, and we know that Julie, I think they're trying to overturn her situationship with whatever she had with her husband. But yeah, yep. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna end this one because I have two others I have to do. Like I said, I haven't been here since Friday, and great weekend. Life's good. Life's always good. Because I told you I surround my people with really good people. But my goodness, if people could have the joy that I have. Okay, so I have other videos I have to do. I may come back in the next 30 minutes. We have some Kardashian stuff we have to get to. But yeah, we have some Kardashian stuff we have to get to. We have some Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff we have to get to. I wanted to do it all in one, but no, Peter needs to be his own separate one. He do. Peter needs to have his own separate video. So I already got everything set up. I'll probably come back in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then go from there. But yes, my victorious one is here. My friend. Yes, so I thank everyone for being here. Like I always say, focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Do you, boo? Do you? Oh, thanks, love. Yeah, so yeah, I should be back in 10 or 15 minutes unless I get a call. Unless I get a situationship. But yeah, well wishes to everyone. Sending prayers and wishes to Peter. When he makes any updates or video, anything he says, I'll probably try and come back. I don't know if it's going to be today, if he's going to say something, or If ex-employees are going to say something, like I said, I'll address whatever comes up and we'll kind of go from there. So I hope this helped someone. I hope this taught someone that may be in the same situation. You figure people that are on YouTube, people have to pay their own taxes. People have to pay attention to what they have to do with their businesses. You know what I mean? So, a lot of YouTubers may talk about this because they've experienced it and they're dealing with it, paying the taxes. YouTube pays them. They have to take out a certain amount and they have to keep receipts and they have to have write offs. And one thing you don't want to do is make up fake write offs and then you are being audited. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Oh, what happened? Oh, I'll play the video again.
Social media world, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm here to make a statement. My attorney and I have been working on a case for the last 2.5 years now, and then it came in on where I'm putting out this statement. I must have to apologize to my mom, my dad that's passed, and my kids, my friends, immediate family members, and anybody out there that chat for me. I've did some wrong that I have to make right. I have to stand up. I have to be accountable. I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. For 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case that went back 10 years and showed that from one struggling business to the next and the next, that I failed to pay my withholding taxes on time. And at some point when the business wasn't doing well, failed to pay at all. And it's something that I thought I could work out, catch up with, make hold. But the hole got deeper for me. So I deeply regret, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, I deeply regret
Yeah,
not
TP, wow.
to make the IRS withholding tax a priority in my life. With no excuses, because there is none. It's the law. I'm finding out a lot about that law lately. And what I need to say to all business owner out there, if you're starting out a business, make sure that you're funded enough to cover your payroll after you pay your rent and you pay your utilities and you pay your vendors. Make sure that you can cover those withholding taxes, and make sure on the 20th of every month you pay those revenue taxes, because when those things add up, Uncle Sam is your partner, and they're not getting their piece, and keep on adding it up, it's going to come and it's going to bite you like it's biting me now. Okay? So I deeply regret, not paying my withholding taxes in a timely manner or in any manner that would put me in the place where I am now. And but I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to pay my debt. Okay, because that's the agreement, and that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you for the time. I'll be talking about this some more, probably. Okay, but I'm quite sure when it comes out, because y'all like to put me in the shade room and all those other places.
You like to be in the shade room.
I'm going to be all over the place, because I am Peter Anthony Thomas. Okay? Again, I apologize to the United States government who gave me such a wonderful opportunity to express myself and build these businesses. And I let them down, I let myself down, I let my family down, and I'm going to make amends. Okay? Thank you. Good afternoon, social media.
Good question.
Good afternoon.
Good question. It's funny how it's not popping up on here, so I'm glad I have another tablet that's open. How did he think he could get away with? Good question, TP. How did he think he can get away with it? I kind of think he addressed that this goes back 10 years, but then legally it's been an issue in the courts for two and a half, whatever he said. And it's unfortunate that he's going through this, but for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, he knew it was coming down the pipeline. Now, he hasn't said that he's going away on college. Y'all know what that means. And if there's going to be a situation, I think if anything is said or if there's something that's told to him, when more stuff is said to him, I think he'll speak more. He just wants to let people know that this is an issue and he wants to teach young business owners and people to make sure they have their stuff in order because he's basically being honest and saying he did not. They teach you that in business school. Whenever you're going in a business, you got to have different things to start that business. And you have to take those business classes. Some places have free business classes. They do because they want the community to grow and they want the community to do well. Yeah. And a lot of times there's great teachers, that work at these buildings and community centers. And you'd be surprised if you're going into business or thinking about a business, go to some of those free business classes. Sometimes they're hour long, sometimes they're 2 hours long. They teach computer classes sometimes for free. They can't give you legal advice, but they give you the general help. Some of these places give free, business plan help, free business plan, computer help. You know, they're general about the legal and tax stuff because of course they're not trying to give, attorney advice, but yeah, there's definitely in different cities there's sometimes back in the day, I think Salvation Army used to give free courses, workout classes, just to even help with, older people that don't know. But you got to be a good resource person to look it up. Okay, I'm having this situation. Who do I need to go to get some general help? There's help out there for sure. I think that's the one thing that people think because I'm like a what is it? I'm like what some areas it's a 211, 411, whatever it is. I'm like a 211. I'm having this situation, what should I do? I'm having this situation, who should I call? So check with your local in your local area. There's business classes that's out there that can help you, that can assist you. But once you get to where he possibly is, his attorney is sitting down talking with him right now. Let's see. I don't know why TP is not popping up on this tablet where I can see, unless if I scroll. No, it's not. Okay, let's see. Yeah, business information. Yeah, it's more accessible than ever. You can literally get free classes. Now, check this out though. Sometimes there are classes that you may have to pay $10, maybe $20 because they have to pay the teacher. But if it's general stuff, then it may be free. If there's more, if there's a part two you need to go to, it might be $10. It might be $20. It might be broke down into session 1, 2, and 3. So it just depends. It just depends. You just gotta research it. So I'm wishing him well. Prayers go out to him and his family. Like I said, I'll follow. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. So everyone, I'm glad you came in, TP. At the end, I was literally about to end the video when you came through and you was like, what happened? I was like, because people come in late. That's why sometimes I play the video in the beginning, in the middle, and towards the end. But then everybody flows in at different times because I'm a smaller page, small but bright, small but mighty. Sometimes the bigger ones be trying to take, and I notice it. But, I do what I can. I'm not perfect. This works for me. Just using my phone to, you know, because whenever I use different streams, I wouldn't really get the views. Here I'm getting way more views than the other way. So you guys got to be patient with me in regards to popping it up this way versus going through the streams and I hardly get any views. So I wish everyone well. I'm about to get ready for the next live. I already have it prepared. And I hope you come back in the next 10 or 15 minutes or 30 minutes or so. There are some phone calls I need to make, so I'm wondering if I need to do that and then come back, but we'll figure it out. So thanks for being here. Everyone focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Like the video as you guys come in. Send prayers to Peter. Maybe go on his page and say, bro, hang in there. We wishing you well. Thanks for speaking up. Thanks for trying to teach the next generation. Um, See you in a few. Oh yeah, see you in a few, Victorious One. If everybody knows, this is a sweetie. So kind, so polite. Got me to open up a little too much that day, Victorious One, but you learned some stuff about me, so I appreciate you. But yeah, go over to Peter's page. Say, hey, let's talk about it. Talked about you today. They wanted us to send you some love, some prayers, some well wishes. People need that. People need uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through something. None of us is perfect. Everybody has their own journey. The only one that can judge or criticize is the man above. That's how I feel. Everybody going through something. And you just got to be able to rise above it, learn from it, and grow from it. So I wish everyone well. I'll be back. All right, everyone. Have a great one. See you soon. Goodbye.